Hi everyone and welcome to my channel. Today I'll be sharing a 12 by 12 layout and I'll be using those two photos of my grandson. And he recently lost his tooth for the very first time, so I wanted to go ahead and document that moment. So right now I'm going through my pattern papers, and these are from my DIY stash kit that I recently posted. It should be in the description box below if you want to take a look. And this is my August stash kit, so I'll go ahead and create layouts using it all throughout the month, and at the end of the month I'll go ahead and post what's left of it, and also show you guys all the projects I created using it. So be sure to subscribe if you're not already subscribed, and click on that bell so you'll be notified once new videos have been posted. So there I decided to use that navy blue and white polka dot pattern paper, and I'm gonna mat that paper using the yellow and white stripe behind it. So I'm gonna cut down my background paper right now to an 11 by 11 square. And I do want to apologize. I notice my lighting is a little off. It keeps getting darker and lighter throughout the video, and I'm really not sure why. I'll have to look into that and see if there's anything I can do about it. So that's what I want it to look like, except that I want my stripes to be facing all the same direction from each side of the background paper. So here I'll go ahead and cut down my paper so it'll be a 12 by 12 because it has that little strip on the top from being in the paper pad. And this is from Simple Stories paper pad. And there I went ahead and I cut a 1 inch by 12 inch strip, and I'll go ahead and cut 3 more, and I'll use those to mat my background paper. So here you'll see me use my ATG adhesive gun to adhere those strips to the paper. And I'll just leave half of an inch all the way around, hanging off all the way around, so then my paper would be 12 by 12. And I just love the way it looks. It's exactly what I wanted it to be. So after adhering the last strip, I will turn it around, give you guys a closer look at the corners, because once I did it this way, they overlapped each other just a bit, but I don't mind how it looked like that, so I just went ahead and left it the way it was. So next I'll go ahead and mat my photos using that same yellow and white stripe paper. And you can see my photos, I printed them with the white border, so that saved me a little time from matting them as well in white. I just love the color combo I decided on. I love the blue and the yellow and white, and my grandson has a pop of red going on his t-shirt, but you'll see I'll add a bit of red into my layout as well. So next I'll be going through those bins that sit on my desk with all my embellishments, and I'll be picking out some items that I think would work on my layout. And if you would like to see a video on how I organize my current scrapbook kits, you can check out the description box below. I'll go ahead and post a link to that video down there. So I grabbed some tags, some chipboard stickers, and here you can see me pulling out some acrylic pieces, and these are from Ellie's Studio. And there I grabbed some red ones as well. And then I'll be going through those denim stickers, which I love, but I wasn't able to use them on this layout. It just didn't work. Then I'll grab those Freckle Fawn alphas, and I believe I grabbed that frame. And next I'll be going through those tags. Now those tags were actually from a cut apart sheet from the Simple and Sweet collection from Pink Fresh. So once I got them, I just cut them all apart, put them in that organizers. So they were already cut apart and ready to use once I sat down to scrapbook. So I wanted to go ahead and do some stamping on my background. So I chose 2 stamp sets I wanted to use. And the first one you're going to see would be the scribbly circle stamps from Ink Road Stamps. And I used my Brilliance Moonlight White ink pad. And I went ahead and stamped mostly the right side of my layout. Now, if you guys have any suggestions for a white ink pad, please go ahead and post your suggestions in the comment section below. As you can see, this works nicely for the background stamping, but once I was ready to work on my title, it just was not bright and white enough. It faded too much, so it blended in with the background a bit too much and didn't stand out like it needed to. So I definitely need to get a different white ink for when I need to do my titles on a dark background. So part of my title would be in alphas, thickers, and the other part would be stamped. And I do like when you mix stamping with thickers and even different style fonts with your thickers. I like the look of that when you create a title. Now, there are a lot of times I use just the same font and thickers only or stamps only, but in a longer title like this, I like mixing it up a bit. So here I grabbed 2 stamps from the Ellie Studio Title Builder stamp set, and it says, remember this. Actually, it says, remember this smile. And I'm using my black archival ink pad to go ahead and stamp that onto my layout. But you'll see it doesn't, I don't like how it looked. It just did not look right. I felt like it should be a little brighter and stand out a little bit more. So I grabbed that white ink pad, the Moonlight White from Brilliance. And of course it didn't line up exactly with the previous stamped image, but I don't mind that it didn't. And it actually left a shadowing effect and it looked kind of cool. So I'll actually give you guys a look at what it looked like. But it also was a bit too light, so I stamped it again. And it's brighter, but as it dries, it will fade a bit. So then I got started on the bottom part of my title, and this will be in thickers and alpha stickers. So I first grabbed these white thickers, and I did consider coloring them, maybe a little hint of red, or definitely not yellow. We have enough yellow going on, but maybe a little hint of red. But it is the main part of the title, so I figured I'd leave it white so it stands out a bit more. And I actually liked the way it looked. So the that part of my title would say first tooth lost, I believe, or first lost tooth. I guess we'll have to see. I can't remember. Or first lost tooth. There you go. So I used quite a lot of T's on this layout. I have 1 T left. And as you see, I'm using my T-square ruler to help me line them up all nice and straight. And here I grabbed the yellow freckle fawn letters, alpha stickers, and I'm going to use that to spell out the word first. And those I don't want straight. I want them to have a nice fun look, so I leave them all crooked and wonky looking. Yeah, so next I'll try to work on the stamped part of my title again. So I'll grab my Posca paint pen with the fine tip, and I'll try outlining that those words And I actually liked how it turned out. And I went over them maybe about 2 to 3 times outlining it. But like I said, I do like the outcome, and I'll give you a look at what it ends up looking like in a few moments. So that's a lot better, but I really need to get another white ink pad. I think I've said that twice already. So anyway, we'll move on now to the embellishment part of this video. And if you enjoyed this video, please go ahead and give me a thumbs up. I do appreciate your likes, and I appreciate when you guys subscribe and when you comment. And I also created a Facebook group where I can have a little bit more interaction with my viewers, and you guys can post your creations there and take part in any challenges I post on my videos or on the Facebook group. So you can go ahead and check that out down below. I'll post a link to the group down there. So here I'm working on the embellishment. I went ahead and I stuck down that frame, a little offset on that photo. And here I'm bringing in a bit of orange to the layout. And I did put that banner up top right side. So I applied that tag, that label, I'm sorry, I keep saying tag. I applied that label, and then I put a word phrase on it, and there's a red heart, so that brought in a little bit more red. And that's when my ATG gun ran out of tape, so I moved on to my fine liner. So I'm just playing around with the placement of my embellishments right now. And that's the orange chipboard sticker there again. And at this point I was thinking I should have had my mat for my photos a little wider. I felt like something was missing on each side. And that's when I tried using, those stars there, but they don't stay there. So here I'm just playing around with the placements of my embellishments. And I kept feeling like I needed something on each side of those 2 photos. And I'll go back and forth a few times trying to add something here and there. So this is why I stick to a very small scrapbook kit, because when I have too many items in front of me, it takes me forever to choose what I want on my page. That chipboard sticker is from Paige Evans' Turn the Page collection. And you can see I used quite a lot of that package already. And I'm looking forward to finishing off that pack this month, hopefully. So now I'm going to be looking at those word phrases from Pink Fresh The Mix. So I think I'm going to add this one down below. Oh no, I added up top. And I can't remember what it says on there, but you'll see close-up shots at the end, so you can see what it says at that point, if you can't see it now in the video. Now that cluster up top, it changes, but looking at it now, it don't look too bad, but it does change in a few moments. And there you go. I wasn't feeling the banner anymore, so I pulled it off, and it ended up tearing the paper below. So now I had to figure out a way to cover it up. So I'm gonna grab, yes, I grabbed the label, and I'm gonna use a chipboard sticker on top of that, and I believe a word phrase. and it does the job. And that's not an unusual happening for me. It happens quite a lot on my scrapbook layouts, and even my art journal pages. I mess up every now and then, and I have to cover it up, fix it. But I'm sure it's, it's the same with a lot of scrapbookers, excuse me. So I'm adding that word phrase down below, and I'm just inserting it just a little bit under the title, but you'll see in the close-up shot at the end of this video that that word phrase does not stay there. I end up putting it in between those two words, and I like the look of it better that way, so it stayed that way. But like I said, you'll see it in the photos at the end. So I'm gonna use glossy accents to adhere those acrylic pieces down. And of course, it's always clogged, so I use a little thin tool that I have on my desk just to unclog it. If anyone has any tips and tricks to keeping it unclogged, please let me know. I actually heard about a little trick to use a pin, like a very long pin, but it was also mentioned that the pin will rust eventually, so I don't think that's a very good option. So any other ideas, please go ahead and let me know. I grabbed a flare, and here I'm looking for something else to bring in on the side of the photo, because like I said, I kept feeling like it's not balanced properly. And now I'm gonna adhere that to the left side of my photo. There you go. I know that says sweet and simple. And I'm gonna put the flare right down in that corner as well. So I believe I'll be adding some washi tape next, and I think this is what made the huge difference on my page, and it made it feel a little bit like it was coming together. And that is a yellow, yes, yellow washi. This page is overflowing with yellow. And I add another piece on that side. And you'll see at the end of the video with the still shots, I did add a second strip of washi to the bottom. And I believe that's it for this video. So like I mentioned before, if you're not subscribed already, please consider subscribing. Take a look at my other videos, and I have so much planned for my channel coming up soon. And if you like this video today, please go ahead and give me a thumbs up. And thank you guys for watching, and until my next video, bye.